I'm just setting this on my desk, sort of. What I'm going to do is, since I'm not a computer whiz, I am going to, this is going to just be a short, I'm going to have to do it in clips. It was life readings that were done to me by a very excellent past life intuitive out of Daytona Beach. And her sessions were 45 minutes long, but if I put it in the format for this site, then I need to, I guess, go through, my goodness, I can just barely, YouTube. But YouTube, for some reason, I know that there's a way to do it. I just am too lazy to figure it out, of how to put videos out longer than 15 minutes. So I'm going to have to chop this reading up into 3 different sections. I don't know that even anybody on your site will be interested, but since it does have to do slightly with past lives and our whole life processes, both before and after incarnations, the thousands and thousands of times we've incarnated and gone back and forth and roundabout, I thought that it would just be something that we could, I could put on my site in case there was ever somebody that might want to hear it. I have 2 different sessions, both about 45 minutes long, so I'm going to try to break them up into sections, but I have to try to keep it right around 15 minutes and hope that YouTube will be able to format it for me. Okay, this is the first reading, and it was taken, gosh, I'm not sure. These are 2012 readings anyway, so I'll just start this one. They were fairly close together.
This is a past life reading for Anne Charlene Phelan Noble, otherwise known as Emma Strong. The date is July 25th, 2012, and I am psychic medium Cassandra Blizzard. This is a linear past life process, and what this tape will accomplish is I will go into a deep meditative state, and I will just say everything that I'm seeing regarding Anne's past lives. Sometimes I get a lot of detail about the area, housing, people around the person, detailed clothing. I don't always get a name. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I get dates, sometimes I don't. Not every past life that Anne lived will be revealed in this session. This session is going to be about 45 minutes, and it will reveal usually between 6 to 8 past lives, depending on how long the soul causes me to linger on a life. Some lives will be much more prevalent than others. Some will be kind of vague and short descriptions. Also, sometimes themes of past lives will come out, so there's emotional issues and emotional themes in a past life, and the higher self of my client or the soul of my client will linger longer on that emotional theme than anything else. People in past lives will incarnate as both male and female. Sometimes a soul will prefer a specific gender over others. Sometimes a soul will keep it fairly balanced. But again, this will not reveal every single past life. So mostly what I do with past lives is to bring up those emotional concepts, things from a past life that might be affecting the present life. And when I refer to you in the past life, that means, Anne, that I am referring to you, whether you're male in that life or female in that life. I'm getting a lot of energy kind of hurled at me all at the same time, which is very difficult for me to sort out because there's three time frames they're coming in at the same time. But I'm going to try to hone in on the one that's most intriguing to me right now. I'm seeing a male in armor. I'm hoping that I get more of a time frame on this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go look at the dress of this male to see if I can pinpoint a time. He's definitely a knight, and he is definitely frequently engaged in battle. And he's got the chainmail. The interesting thing about him is his armor is very, very highly polished. I mean, it's immaculate. And yet I know that he's engaged in battle a lot. I want to say that he has reddish hair and a mustache. Not sure what area he's in, but it's definitely Europe. And I'm going to pause and see what else I get. I'm seeing him with blue eyes. He has very nice teeth. I feel like with this particular man, he's a very, very well-respected man, which is interesting to me because Anne is now in the legal profession, and there's a lot of political, almost legal undertones with this guy. I want to describe him as being very valiant and very noble, exactly what you would expect of a knight. It sounds almost cliche, but he's just an amazing personality, but he literally has spent his entire life in defense. This is not some egomaniacal man that's doing takeovers of kingdoms and such as that. This is all defensive positioning, protecting his country basically, or his territory. And there's a man above him. It's not like he's a king or anything, but there is authority above him. But he is very, very, very well respected. And there's also a woman. I'm not sure if this is his wife or not, but it's definitely significant other. And she's a very beautiful woman. She's very classically beautiful with nice high cheekbones. And they both actually have really smooth, beautiful skin. It gets very, very cold to where they are. And he keeps saying the word Norse, and I don't understand that. I'm not a history buff because I don't think he's Norse, and I'm not really sure what he means by that. It might just be some bleed through from another life or a little bit of garbage. Sometimes when I open up, I pick up other stuff that maybe bleed through. But he's an intriguing man. He's got what I call the silver soul. The silver soul comes into me, which means, Anne, that you have this same soul. The silver soul, when it comes into me, has a very different feel than other souls. It's a soul with a life purpose. And in that particular lifetime, as that knight, you had a definite silver soul purpose. Your soul purpose in that lifetime was to be valiant, to be noble, to be strong, and to defend and protect. And it's a really, really, I don't want to say high profile, but it's a very important life. It's an extremely important lifetime. I want to say that this man also has a son. And the odd thing about the son, I don't know if this is actually his birth son or an adopted son. And the reason I say that is because this man has red hair, but his son has black hair. But he's definitely showing me this feel like it is a son to him. This boy is a son. And I want to say he showed me the boy at around the age of 7. And I'm kind of getting a lost child kind of feeling too, and I don't know if this is current to you, Anne, whether or not you had a miscarriage or anything like that, but I get this lost child feeling. So if not in your current life, there was definitely a past life where you were female and you lost a child. I feel like in some way there are fragments of this life that actually seep into your current life and impact your current life, which I don't normally talk about. And when you read my book about the soul, you'll understand why. But there's definitely aspects of this past life as a knight affecting you now. And I don't know if it is that valiant, noble, protect and defend part of it, but definitely it is impacting your current life. It's almost too as if your soul is talking to you in a myriad of ways through these past lives. It's almost like you are living an awareness of your soul to the extent that you are in understanding of simultaneous lives. So it's the same as if you were experiencing that life right now. And in that way, you're a little bit fragmented. I want to move on to one of the other lives that I was seeing. This is a very, very beautiful woman. This is moving forward in time a little bit. I'm not 100% positive, but I feel like this is in the 1700s sometime, at some point. And either she's French or she's connected to France. And she's an extremely beautiful woman, an extremely elegant woman. And one of the most prominent things that she shows me is this dress, this gown that she's wearing. She's obviously has an unbelievable amount of money because the cost of this dress is staggering, even in that time frame. And the detail on this dress, I feel like it's silk and there's some kind of beading or jewels on this dress. And it's like a kind of an off-white ivory colored dress, and it's exquisite is the only way I can describe it. She also lets me know that she takes very good care of her skin and her appearance, and she does not seem like an egomaniac, but her appearance means a lot to her. She spends a lot of time. She has maids that do her hair. She powders her hair. She powders her face. She has rouge on her cheeks and lips. So she's definitely a very elegant, very feminine woman. She has very small hands. I can't tell how tall she is, but she has very small hands and very milky white skin, even on her hands. She's very pampered. I feel like she's a woman of importance, but at the same time, it's like she really doesn't have a political voice. Or if she is in a position of power where there are politics, it's like she's a puppet, or she feels like she's a puppet, because there's men behind the scenes or behind her basically making all the decisions as opposed to her making any decisions. And that seems to be fine with her. Not that she doesn't have some ideas of her own, but she's not a very... She really doesn't care about the people. She's more turned inward and more self-centered, but not in an egomaniacal kind of a way. She's just more about herself than anything else. I feel like she died young. I don't sense a long life with her. And I don't know if she's showing me that she has a daughter or if this is just another family member. There's a young girl around her. I want to say the girl that she's showing me at this particular time is probably around the age between 12 and 14. And I want to say, I believe it's this life, that I keep getting the word like Cecile or Seal, something along that line. And it may be in reference to the young girl. There's also a mother figure that I want to say there's an acrimonious relationship between the mother and you at this point. It's a very difficult relationship. I don't feel like you in that particular life as this beautiful woman felt loved. You were kind of like birthed and reared, and you were given all of the amenities of life. You speak French, you speak English, maybe even a little German, but you're very educated in the way that you're supposed to be educated in that time frame. But there was no love, there was no affection, none of that kind of thing going on. So you feel a little bit disenfranchised and cut off in a lot of ways. There is also a man that she keeps calling Louis. I want to say he has dark hair, and he is definitely in a power position. That relationship, I'm not sure how he relates to her, whether he's husband or lover or what, but that relationship is also kind of distant and awkward. It's very difficult to describe this relationship. So in some ways, this woman feels very pampered, and in other ways she feels trapped, but she is a product of her era and her environment, and she just kind of accepts this kind of existence. There's a point in life where she's not well liked. It's almost like she's reviled. So she had a lot of things to deal with in that lifetime, mostly emotional. I also get an overall theme in a lot of your female incarnations where there's difficulty with men, difficulty in trusting men. I feel like men have put you in many lifetimes in situations that made you feel less than or not validated or not valuable. I'm seeing also, it's important to know that in these lives, they're not going to come in chronological order. They're going to kind of be mixed up. And I'm getting pulled a little more contemporary, where I see this woman, she has...
Okay, I'll continue this on another download because it's over the time limit.